Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet, Battle of the Atlantic. Continued as Britain in week 1 of October 1941 with 8 tonnage squares left. And I just remembered now, I forgot to show the stats in the previous video, so we'll do that right now. In the meantime, if you enjoy this type of content, then do leave a like and subscribe. It keeps you motivated to keep making these videos. Right, we're in week 1 of October 1941. 29 naval vessels sunk for Britain for 121,000 tons. 4.3 million tons of merchant shipping sunk. Almost 1,200 merchants. Naval vessels sunk for Germany 246 for well over 500,000 tons, and Allied merchants sunk per month is 166,000 tons thereabouts. I'm just trying to think, what sort of kill ratio is this? Is this a 1 to 9 or is it still 1 to 8? It is still a 1 to 8, I believe, isn't it? Yes, still a 1 to 8 kill ratio, but are we seriously going to complain about a 1 to 8 kill ratio? I don't think we are, or at least I wouldn't anyway. Right, having a look at the map, the complicated move down has finished. I was supposed to move you in here to intercept these U-boats and the Vanquisher down here. Right, let's see what's in store. Barents Sea. Allied convoy attacks by submarines, 71,340 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 1 of October 1941. As soon as I leave, look what happens. Faroe Islands, Allied convoy attacks by submarines, 59,660 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 1 of October 1941. Oh my gosh. West Labrador Sea, Allied merchants attacked by submarines, 48,140 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 1 of October 1941. Right, we have our first engagement in week 1 of October 1941, Erminger Sea. The weather is partially sunny. The destroyers Asinib-1 and Decoy and the T2 tanker they're escorting the merchant ship have come under attack at noon from the submarine U-259 with the initiative. Oh, hello. Are those for the destroyer or for the tanker? No, they're for the tanker. It's a bit of a race against time, really, isn't it? Are we close enough to launch torpedoes immediately? We're not, but I reckon flank, harder port. Not on this turn, but on the next turn after that, we will be... Yeah, we're already close enough, strictly speaking, to launch torpedoes. We'll do a turn next time, and then that will, you know... Oh, actually, that should make us close enough. Decoy, are you close enough already? Oh, now this is interesting. It's just about on the boundary of where I'd expect a 2-turn shot to potentially turn into a 3-turn shot. I'm going to gamble. Oh, no target. But aren't we... Why does it say no target? Oh dear. Right. So there is a target quite clearly now. And I'd like to move the torpedo, please. Put it right here. Alright, good. Good. Drop and splash. Although I was for a moment thinking that has the game broken. Oh, they said that nope, you're not allowed to use this tactic either. The best thing I can think for you to do is literally go flank and harder starboard and just hope that gets you away. It's not going to work, is it? Backwards would have been perfect, I think. But you never know, maybe this... Go on. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. That was lucky for us. Because that tanker would have gotten hit otherwise. Well, nevertheless though, action report. On the British side, the destroyers Azina-1 and Decoy received no damage. The merchant ship T2 tanker received no damage, and on the German side, the submarine U-259 was sunk for 800 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 800. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 800 renown earned. Ooh, this should be fun. Canary Islands, partly sunny weather, week 1 of October 1941. The heavy cruiser Exeter with medium damage and the destroyer Bulldog have come under attack at dawn from the destroyer Z-28. The Z-28 with the initiative. It's been a while since we've seen like a proper full-on naval engagement on the surface that involves one of my heavier surface ships. Or at least that's the impression I'm under. Right, let's target not the Bulldog, the Z-28. What's the suggested elevation? 14.5. Let's go 14.5. And let's put the guns, I'm gonna say about here. Right about here. High explosive shells, right. Open fire. Shoot! So the adjustment for the wind was basically spot on. The elevation needs a little bit of work, but at least we've got one of them sorted. And we have a bomber as well. And we're actually lined up pretty well for an airstrike, potentially. No, I don't think we need it. No, we don't need it. We've got the Exeter, we don't need aircraft. Mind you, I say that now. And one of the turrets is destroyed immediately, and we have a fire on board. Seriously, how many inches of armor do we have on the turrets? Oh, it's just 1 inch. Yeah, I suppose a 5.9 inch shell would be able to penetrate that. Fine, we'll slow you down to 2/3 speed. You're a meanie, how could you? Well, no, but we've got 8-inch shells, so one hit from us potentially could spell, well, in theory at least, one hit from us could spell their end. I'll go 13, because I'm not sure if dropping it by that much is the answer. Shoot. Yeah, how do you like it? I'll hold on to the airstrike. If they try and run away, maybe then we'll use it. Although I have a feeling that they will. Yeah, now that's not going to work. That's not going to work. An approach like that? No. You came here looking for a fight. You attacked. You destroyed one of my turrets. You will now pay for what you've done. That's really quite unacceptable what you've done there. Shoot. There we go. I was about to say we'll see if we're on course to use. We'll see if we're on course for a good airstrike. But the airstrike was not needed because Z-28 is sinking. Good, serves you right. I'll move it along anyway. Action report. On the British side, the heavy cruiser Exeter ends with medium damage, apparently, and the destroyer Bulldog ends with no damage. On the German side, the destroyer Z-28 was sunk for 2,600 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 2,600. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 2,600 renown earned. Right, well, seeing as that's how things are, to send the extra in for repairs though. I don't want to do it. But I really ought to at this point, shouldn't I? Fine. Let's do it. 9 turns before the X is out, assuming there's no bombings in the Gibraltar area. Right, let's send the Defender to Scarborough Flow just temporarily to see if there's any more U-boats in there. I mean, the Barents Sea is really far away, and there aren't really that many convoys there. I mean, let me know. Do these in the comments. In the comments, let me know. Are these two areas of the ocean, are these convoy symbols darker than these and these up here? Because I'm convinced that these two are darker than all these other ones here, and here in Africa as well. I'm convinced that they are, but I'm concerned my eyes could be playing tricks on me, so let me know. Am I talking absolute nonsensical rubbish, or am I actually speaking a little bit of sense? I'm trying to think, what more can we do now? We've got a full fleet already, so there's not much. Oh wait, no, we can send the Blanche up here to the West Labrador Sea, and I'll send the Zineb one up here to really try and trap them. So if they try and basically go anywhere, they have to run into one of my destroyers. And that's basically all I can do. Maybe something to Iceland, perhaps, temporarily. Fine. Actually, no, because look what we're doing. It's constant ones across the board, and we want 2s. North Cape Spitsbergen, Allied convoy attacks by submarines. 77,690 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 1.5 of October 1941. That's 150,000 tons almost. Oh, Faroe Islands. Axis bombs attacked the naval base at Scarborough Flow, causing very heavy damage. Current repairs delayed by 5 turns in week 1.5 of October 1941. That's horrible. So when's the Nelson coming out? I mean the Rodney. 7 turn. Alright. Bit of a race against time then. Where should we send the Defender off to then? We can go to the Norwegian Sea, or we can go to the East Greenland Sea. If we go to the Norwegian Sea, we're going to need more than 1 destroyer though. I'll go to the East Greenland Sea and gamble that they're over here. Maybe send the Thetis and Triton down to the Norwegian Sea, just so that we've got some sort of cover there. Right, seeing as there's no sign of the submarines down here, I will send you guys back. There we are. And seeing as there's no sign of U-boats here, Blanche can head back here, and a Zineb one can go back here. Right, there we go. So that's looking a little bit better now. Oh, hello! Hello. Norwegian Sea, week 2 of October 1941, partially sunny weather. The submarines Thetis and Triton, with no damage at all, freshly repaired and reloaded, refueled out of the shipyard, have been attacked in the evening by the destroyers Z11 and Z21. The destroyers have the initiative. Well, this should be interesting then. Let's move all. Oh, they look quite... Oh, I was about to say, they look quite close, but they're not really, are they? Any air support perhaps? We've got 1 bomber. They're turning that way. I don't know, do I launch an airstrike now or not? Let's hold on to it for now. And then you're 6,400 yards away. 6-2. And they're turning. What I need them to do is go in a straight line. And then we can actually do something about it. Right, they seem to be turning away from the Triton. Are they continuing the turn? It would seem they are. There's just one problem, that the angle that we've got is not the best. We haven't really got the best angle we could have on them. Alright, at least they're moving in a straight line though. So that's something. Still move all. That's good. 2,600. Ooh. One more. Good. Right, we're quite clear now, I think. Mind you, that's a pretty bad angle that we've got on them here. I'll put one torpedo here, seeing as it is a bad angle. I will put more than my traditional 2 torpedoes in. Maybe one over here just so that it clips them ever so slightly. Right, let's get those fired away. Alright, so those weren't really necessary on balance. One was enough. What we'll do now is deploy the airstrike. Now I think would be a good time to do it. I reckon we'll just go at it this way. That we've got some damage on them, and see what happens from that. Well, they're gone now. One, two, maybe 3 hits at best. Alright, so that's probably caused a little bit of damage. They're making smoke. They're making smoke. That means we can surface. And we can start shooting at them with our guns. Deck guns. Oh wow, they're really low in the water. Have you seen this? Look at them. It just looks like the whole ship has just sat much lower in the water than you would expect it to be. Well, that's good. That's good. Unfortunately, we've got absolutely no idea what sort of elevation to use. Well, no, this is 2 point... How far are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4... About 5 squares here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So that's about 5.4 times as much. What's 2.1 times 5.4? It's about 10-ish. Maybe I'll go 11 then. Let's go 11. Target this destroyer over there. Put the guns on here. here. Shoot! Oh no, 11 was rubbish. Nowhere near. Well, let's surface with the other submarine as well. I've got a feeling this is going to be one of those really, really long and drawn out engagements that's going to last half an hour, if not longer. Because submarines aren't really suited to this type of role. Shoot! No, that's no good either. The good news is that all we need to do is slow them down to less than 15 knots. After that, we start to close the distance. That was 11. That was rubbish. Nowhere near. We'll go 18. Shoot. Alright, so not too far away this time. Maybe even send some torpedoes out, perhaps. We were short with 20 as well, weren't we? Yes. Shoot. Let's try 23.8. Still a little bit short, but we're getting closer, I think, and that's the most important thing, I would say. So 18 was it long? It was a little bit long. We'll go 18.3, seeing as they are still very much moving away from us. Shoot. A little bit long, and we overdid the adjustment for the wind. I won't adjust for the wind quite as much then. So that was still short. Let's go up another 25.4. Shoot. Oh, very close indeed. That could have caused some underwater damage perhaps, although it's a bit unclear if it really would have done. 18.3 was a tiny bit long, so I'll actually go down a bit to 18. Shoot. Right, we have our first hit from the Thetis. So 25.4 was almost there. I'll go 25.7, and hopefully Triton can score a hit as well. Shoot. Nope, Triton was long. That's fine. Thetis, you scored a hit. So now, are we actually getting closer to them or not? Let's see, they're going 1, 2, 3 and then 1 up. How about us? What are we doing? We're going 2. So no, they're still getting away from us. But not super quickly. Shoot. There we go. 25.6 was long. Drop that down. Shoot. Still long, even though we dropped it by a degree or so. Let's go up a little bit again. Shoot. Oh, that's a good hit. That's a hit on the stern, which could persuade them to possibly break off this disengaging attempt. Oh, let's go all the way down to 21.4 this time. Right now we'll go even less. Shoot. Still long. That was a 5-degree drop, roughly. Well, even 5 degrees sometimes isn't enough to drop the elevation by. Shoot. There's possible damage to their propulsion there, and or steering. Fine, even lower then. Have 16.8. Shoot. Still long. I'll look up a bit more this time because we were basically short in a way last time. Shoot. We were technically short again. Fine, try 13.7 then. Shoot. Right, we're short this time. I am thinking possibly to launch torpedoes, perhaps. Shoot. Go on, let's try and do some torpedo action. I think we're relatively close to them. How fast are they going though? That's the question. Are they going at 30 knots? I don't think they are. But we'll assume they are. I'll assume it's a two-turn shot as well. Well, let's take a look. 2.8 hits them immediately, so if I say about 5.8, we'll go 6.8 maybe. No, just go 5.8 for your first one. Alright, so we should hopefully do it in that sort of instance. 5.8 we'll do one at... what was this? 8? Yeah, 5.8. We'll do one at 8.8 as well. And we'll do one at... well... 1.8 here as well, I guess. Should we do one more? Go on, let's do one more. One at 4.8 in case things go really wrong for us here. Right, Triton. Fire away. Because I don't want this to be a really long, dreary engagement like that. I do want it to be over relatively quickly. Come on. Come on. Finish with a flourish, I would say. Magazine detonation, fireworks from the Z11. There we are. 2 more torpedo hits, send her under. Action report on the British side. The submarines Thetis and Triton received no damage. On the German side, the destroyer Z11 was sunk for 2,260 tons. The destroyer Z21 was sunk for 2,800 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side 5,060. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0. 5,060 renown earned. Labrador Sea Allied merchants attacked by submarines. 54,570 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 2 of October 1941. Right. I'm going to assume that these submarines from the Labrador Sea have now come across the Erminger Sea, where, in week 2 of October 1941, in mostly sunny weather, they have run into the destroyers Azinibuan and Decoy, and 2 merchant ships, a C2 freighter and a T2 tanker that are being escorted. It's in the morning. The submarines in question are the U-512 and the U-517, and they have the initiative. And let's see what they'll do. So we're heading straight towards them. U-512 is fired torpedoes, I'm guessing, at one of the merchants. U-517 no action. If I go very strong turn to starboard and 1/3 speed, would that or 2/3 speed rather. Would that be enough? Oh, not quite. Not quite, but I will still have a go nevertheless, even though I'm not expecting brilliant things here. I mean, have a go, you never know, it might work. It might work. Right, and you are 7,000 yards away almost. Right, we need to flank speed with the destroyer to get in close to launch a torpedo. Right, you've got torpedoes heading towards you, hard starboard. You seem to be safe. Dare I say it? Maybe 2/3 speed and 15 degrees to starboard, just in case we need to do a bit of manoeuvring later on. So these will probably miss the C2 freighter. Come on. It'll reach it. I'm manifesting it. Wasn't actually manifesting it. Oops. Alright, let's try another one. $4,800 has a greater chance of actually getting to the target. 5,800, that's still too far away. Right, we can turn and fire now. Tricky, isn't it? I'll do a 10-degree corrective turn to port. And there we go. T2 tanker, how are you looking? Well, I knew he had to turn a bit. One more 15-degree turn to starboard at flank speed should put you in between those torpedoes. Good. So they will have missed, assuming they even reached the tanker, which... No, they basically have done. Alright. So this one's missed, but here comes another one. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. Seriously, that's what we're doing? Fine, this time we're definitely doing it. Third time lucky. There we go. Honestly, 3 torpedoes to sink a single submarine. Embarrassing. No, but look what's going to happen now though. We'll do harder starboard. Stand by the torpedo tubes. We'll do a drop and splash here, and we'll take out 2 at once. See, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing all along. It was all planned. There we go. Drop and splash. Like so. Merchants, I guess just move all. Move all with torpedoes in the water. Are you mad? Well, I'd like to think I'm not. There we go. There we go. 2 in 1. 2 in 1. There we go. That was a 2 in 1. Bit of a finish with the flourish despite using 3 torpedoes on 1 submarine. Action report. On the British side, the destroyers Azinaban and Decoy received no damage. The merchant ship C2 freighter and the merchant ship T2 tanker received no damage. On the German side, the submarines U-512 and U-517 were sunk for 1,032 tons each. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side 2,064. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0. 2,064 renown earned. Right. I mean, just to be extra safe. Right, just to be extra safe, we'll send the Boreas into the Labrador Sea, just to make sure that everyone that shouldn't be there isn't there. Defender, I guess you can see if there's anything left in this area. I'm guessing probably not, but you never know. Maybe we'll run into something. East Greenland Sea. Allied convoy attacked by submarines. 83,700 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 2.5 of October 1941. Oh, Iceland. Allied convoy attacked by submarines. 67,130 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Again in week 2.5 of October 1941. Oh, we're getting hammered. We should have stayed here, and then we would have run into them. But anyway, this time we're in the Erminger Sea in week 2.5 of October 1941 in sunny weather. The destroyers Admiral and Decoy, who were escorting a convoy of large freighters, a Liberty freighter, a T2 tanker and a C3 freighter, have come under attack at noon from the submarines U-232 and U-514. These submarines have the initiative. So U-232 fires torpedoes, but they're behind the convoy, so once we get past a certain range it'll be easier. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like what's happened here. Oh gosh, Admiral, you're quite far away from that submarine. Mind you, Decoy is close to this one. Yeah, go on. Harder starboard, and let's have you go for that submarine over there. Now Decoy's over here. I'll go 20 degrees, no, I'll go full 30 actually. Towards the sub, 4,700. So we could, well, if we had the angle on the submarine, we could fire at it right there. But we don't, so we're not going to. Oh, these Liberty freighters are so slow and not very manoeuvrable. I mean, the merchants generally, as a rule of thumb pretty much, are slow and unmanoeuvrable, but the Liberty freighter just takes that to the extreme. And unfortunately the Liberty freighter is, I think it's 14,000 tons, so if it's sunk, it's really quite a prize for any submarine crew that that claims it. C3 freighter, have you got any torpedoes heading towards you? Not that I can see, but I will still preemptively go flank and turn you harder starboard. Have you got any torpedoes? Yes, you do. Right. Harder starboard and flank speed. Here we go, brace for impact. Oh, there it is. Liberty freighter has been sunk, so that's 14,000 tons gone already. But I'd like to think this is the only tonnage we'll lose in this engagement, because these will miss, the other torpedoes will miss, and then we'll have already sunk one of the submarines excuse me, in the front here, and the one at the back will be able to outrun, because even though the freighters are slow, they're not as slow as a submerged submarine. Stand by the torpedo tubes. 3,800, so we're easily going to be able to do a drop and splash successfully with just one torpedo as well, I may add. This is the Liberty freighter that was sunk. As you can see, very extensive damage has caused it to sink, and yeah, 14,300 tons gone. I'm of course being sarcastic, we've got nothing damaged at all whatsoever. And yet we're still sinking. This game doesn't like me. That's what I'm blaming it on. The game doesn't like me. Right, 15 degree turn to starboard just to get the stern out of the way of that torpedo there. Yeah, I think you could just carry on as normal. Maybe turn 15 degrees to starboard and then basically go as normal. Five-degree turn to starboard just to correct and make sure that that stern is kept out of the torpedo's way. Alright, so we seem to have not lost any tonnage this time around. Here we go, come on! there we go. So that's a pathway cleared for the merchants to escape. Now what we need to do is just absolutely floor it, pedal to the metal, run away from that submarine. I'll go 10 degrees to port, and that should keep me out of the torpedo's way here. Good. T2 tanker. Yeah, you're safe at this point now. You can just move as you are. Large freight, corrective 5-degree turn to starboard just to get the stern out of the way. Ooh. 10-degree turn to port for you, just to make sure we definitely move out of the torpedo's way. You can just move forward, I think. You're not in any real major danger. Torpedoes have all gone anyway. Are they going to fire another one? No, they're not. They are not, and that means, why are we not moving at flank? Must have forgotten. Honestly, we're trillions of miles away, and yet we're not even doing flank. Well, this will be a race to see who actually gets to the submarine first. Although I do believe it'll be the destroyer that was at the back initially. Right, move all is the name of the game, at least for now. Yeah, no action. We're just too far away at this point. We're simply too far away for them to fire. I mean, if the destroyers are already that far away, and you know they're the closest ones here, there's no way that that they're going to be firing at the convoy. Mind you, I say that they will try and fire at the destroyers if they get close enough. So that's also worth remembering. If you get too close, that could be, well, not a disaster as such, because we'll have plenty of time to dodge, but it'll be something to, pay attention to. Unless they're going to refuse to engage an enemy warship. But I believe those orders applied to surface ships only, I think? I actually can't remember. I know that the surface German Navy was not allowed to engage British ships. Well, British capital ships, that is. But I don't remember if the submarines had the same order. Were they also not allowed to engage? No, but even if they did, this is just a destroyer. It's not a capital ship. I mean, if you're not allowed to engage a destroyer, then what are you allowed to engage? Corvettes. Well, pretty much, yes. At that point, yeah. The only thing you can engage is a corvette. Now, I think submarines could engage because, well, submarines were much more, much easier to replace than a big, battleship or heavy cruiser or even fucking battleship at this point. Might as well add that one to the list as well. Or heavy cruiser. Basically any big surface ship. Action report. On the British side, the destroyers Azinibon and Decoy received no damage. The merchant ship Liberty Freighter was sunk for 14,300 tons. The T2 tanker received no damage. The C3 freighter received no damage. And the large freighters received no damage. On the German side, the submarine U-232 was sunk for 800 tons. The submarine U-514 was sunk for 1,032 tons. Warship tons sunk on the British side 0. Merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 14,300. Warship tons sunk on the German side 1,832. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0. 1,832 renown earned. Right, are we at 7? We are. They've really picked up. I will be honest, for a few months, the Germans weren't making much progress, but now they very much are making progress. Is that because they're trying to knock us out really quickly? Yeah, but in October 1941, though, would the Germans have known that the Japanese are planning an attack on Pearl Harbor? Because if they did, then that would make sense. They're trying to capitulate Britain because they know the US is joining the war soon. I don't know. Let me just check how long we've been recording, and then I'll decide whether to call it a day here or not. Right, we've been going for 3/4 of an hour, according to my trusted recorder. So I will wrap things up here. 7 squares on the tonnage rule. We're being pushed back. We're being pushed back. I'm sorry. I'm doing everything I can, but it's just it's well, everything I can, everything that can physically be done, and it's just not enough. Tonnage is rocketing up quickly. Naval vessels sunk is still at 29, so at least we've got that going for us. We've lost almost 1,300 merchants for almost 5 million tons of shipping. Naval vessels sunk for Germany, however, is approaching 550,000 tons though, so I don't know. They're doubling down on their efforts to sink our merchants. We're doubling down on our efforts to sink their naval vessels, I suppose. It's just a case of, well, endurance really, isn't it? Can they produce enough naval vessels to sustain such high casualties, whilst on the other hand, can we protect enough of the convoys that we can survive? Allied merchant sunk per month has jumped up all the way up to 184,000, 185,000 tons in fact. That's a jump of about 20,000 tons per month, which just goes to show you how much they've, how much they've made progress now. Ships lost, however, is still very much in the British favour. All the ships lost so far in the war are listed here. The Dainty was the last ship that we lost, whereas for Germany it's just, I mean, for as long as you want really. You can scroll down and there's these U-boats and surface ships that we've just completely taken down. Right, I will end things here. That is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you enjoy this type of content, if you're enjoying the series, then please do leave a like and subscribe. It's good motivation for me to keep making videos. Share this channel with people who you think might enjoy such content as is here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.